legends say they were created from earth, water, and stars. DNA says they came from Siberia to what is now Alaska about 15,000 years ago. Older Western movies depicted them as cruel and wild and mean to people. They were actually victims of the intrusion in their territory of the greatest predator ever known, the white man. They were called the Redskins from the beginning. They were called this by Christopher Columbus whenever he first came to the land and he saw them, and their faces were all colored red, and it was actually due to what is called ochre, which is like a paint that comes from the earth. And so they would paint their faces, and he named them the Redskins. The Redskins were not an ethnic group, but many tribes and ethnicities, they all had different lifestyles. There were about 300 tribes in both Americas right now, or I guess over time. Most were hunters, fishermen, and others cultivated the land. They were very tall, robust men with very muscular bodies. They had very dark skin, strong chins, very strong features. Thin lips with sharp, sunken, dark, straight hair with well-marked cheekbones and dark, sunken eyes. The roles of the men and women. There are many different roles of men and women. The women played a huge part in the tribes. They basically did everything, which is kind of crazy, but they, in most of the tribes, the man was the hunter and warrior, but in some of the tribes, like the Apache tribe, the men helped in the agriculture, but the women pretty much did everything and knew best how to do everything. Before going on a hunt, the men would do dances mimicking the animals that they were hunting. So if they were going to hunt, I don't know, bison or whatever, they would do a dance to hopefully help them find what they were hunting. In the bison hunting tribes, the women helped out a lot and were very, very well respected. The women took care of the children, cultivated and harvested crops. They did the grinding of the grains for making flour and maintained all the tents. So basically they put up the camp and got everything situated. The women helped in cutting up the animals and bringing the meat to the camp. Their main crops were corn, squash, bean, and all of the tribes collected forest products. So basically they were all in one with the land and very much in one with nature. The religion of the Redskins, they all worshipped many different gods. Some worshipped Sun, which they considered the supreme god, and others worshipped the goddess of death, and some also worshipped immaterial and the almighty god Manitou. In the Indian society, there were shamans. Shamans were specially endowed people who had supernatural dreams and visions. So basically, people would come to them and help them, or try to have them get out their evil spirits, or the shaman would perform magic dances and would do ceremonies and rites invoking the spirits. And when they fell into a trance or they passed out, then the Indians believed that the spirit entered the shaman. So whatever evil spirit they had, the shaman took the evil spirit. And after that, whatever he would say was believed to be the voice of the gods. This is just a brief look into the history of Native Americans from the beginning. Native Americans have been through a lot and are still going through a lot in some areas fighting for their rights. Being from Oklahoma, I grew up around and had friends who are Native Americans, so I saw their way of life. They're very loyal to their tribes. They have a strong commitment to maintain their heritage and a strong philosophy of preserving nature.